Season 2 begins here, everybody. What up, guys? It's your brother Joe here, and you are looking at my gorgeous new discount Arrows livery for my team career mode. This is Season 2, Round 1 in Australia. The car is a little bit better, but we have some huge upgrades coming in the next few races, and I can't wait to whack them all on the car. This car is going to become an absolute monster. It is gorgeous already, and it is handling just about fine. But in some ways, I feel like at this stage we made one or two slight steps backwards, but they will be resolved when we get the brand new parts on the car. So we got through Q1 quite nicely. We're now pushing to try and get out of Q2. Can we manage it? No, we can't. It is a disappointing start. Not the most encouraging start we could have had. And we are going to be starting the Australian Grand Prix on the 8th row. But it's good news. My teammate Antoine Hubert is alongside me.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal. And it's make or break here at Albert Park, home of the Australian Grand Prix since 1996. And home to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. Just south of Melbourne's downtown business centre is the one and only Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy circuit with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake and a couple of good passing opportunities here as well, thanks in part to the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Albon, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc and Ocon, Ricciardo, Kvyat, Perez and Pierre Gasly, Vettel, Norris, Carlos Sainz and Stroll, Oldtimer, Hubert, Antonio Giovinazzi and Kimi Raikkonen, Magnussen, Grosjean, Russell and Nicholas Latifi.
Well then, here we go. Season 2 begins here. We're on the grid. We are starting in P15, hoping to move forwards. Our teammate is alongside us. What will Season 2 bring the Arrows, boys? It's lights out and away we go. We've made a very good launch off the line there, and we're now looking to the inside to see how many we can nip at the first corner. We've got Lando Norris. We nearly go into Pierre Gasly there, and I think we're being nudged by Norris, who's having us back. The two McLarens are not having any of our nonsense in this early stage, but I'm going to dive up the inside of the pair of them, and I nearly get Gasly there, but I'm on the grass, so that's not the move done. Gasly swerving across there, and I nearly go into him, but we managed to go around the outside of Pierre Gasly. There's a few cars ahead of us scrapping it out intensely, so we might be able to make a place or two up on them as we try to get closer to what I think is Sergio Perez. And Pierre Gasly is not letting this go behind me, but I am more interested in Sergio Perez in front of me and getting a good run through here. Getting right into the slipstream now. We should be able to take a dive up the inside to put our car into the points, and already we would be a step ahead of where we were last season. We didn't get any points in the first race last season, and we're already in the points in the first race of Season 2. So already one step ahead, but unfortunately Vettel and Kvyat are getting away, and we're having to do some serious covering on Sergio Perez there, because he is not willing to let this one go easy. And Lando Norris is staying with him as well, doing an incredible job as we now go on to lap 5. Here comes Perez down my inside, and I kind of panicked and broke early because he just full sent that one, and I had no choice but just accept it. And that is Perez up into the points. He's absolutely done me on that one. He overtook me like I was standing still, and I think I may as well have been, as we give him a little love tap, and that may have done a little bit of damage doing that, but we'll gloss over that because we're going to have a look up the inside here for 10th. No, it's not on. In fact, we give him another love tap and another one, and Norris has gone past us there. That's a disaster. We're now going to try and have a look at some point here. No, don't go down the inside there. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. There was no gap for me to go into. I don't know why I did that. I've gone round and there's been a big collision in front of me as well, but we've lost a lot of time and the virtual safety car has come out. That is not what we needed in our first race in Season 2. I will completely hold my hands up there and say that is my responsibility and accept responsibility for that because that was my fault. Right, we're now going to try get our head down and get back in this race. We're in P15 at the moment. It's not the best start you could ask for, but we're going to try now and get back in this as we hit the left and the right. Oof, sliding round there. And in fact, I think a couple of cars are now starting to pit as we get to the end of lap 9, and I'm playing dare with the wall there. And I think a little bit more damage could be done if I'm not careful. So we need to try and just minimise it. And now I'm right on Verstappen here, who's just come out of the pits. We're going to give it full beans down the straight. See if we can lunge one up the inside of him. We are lunging it up the inside. And, well, that's a little bit aggressive on my part, but that is the pit place done. But I do believe that Max, as soon as he gets any kind of opportunity when he's up to speed on those fresher tyres, Max is just going to come back at me. And, in fact, that's going to help him as I go wide there. I've got literally no grip left on these tyres at all, and Verstappen just driving past me as if I wasn't there. So it's been a difficult first race so far, but we're now pitting. And in fact, the damage could not have been as bad as I thought it was because we're now leaving the pits. And yeah, obviously the car's fine. So now we're leaving the pits and we are in P20 at the moment. There are lots of positions to be gained though. There's still just over half the race left. What can we do? Can we do anything about Raikkonen and Gasly in front of us? Raikkonen only being a few seconds ahead. Meanwhile, we're watching Hubert coming out of the pits, and I think he's just going to clip Raikkonen here. Yes, he does, and he goes round. Oh, dear. It's really not a good day for the Arrows boys at all. We've had a disastrous first race of the season, but we're going to try and make up for that now as we go past Kimi Raikkonen down the inside, and that is P18. That is an overtake done. I'm proud of that one. But we can't get complacent. We need to keep moving forwards because we still have half the race left. There are still plenty of opportunities to get ourselves into the points paying positions. And we've got Raikkonen coming back at me now, but I am defending that like mad. He is not coming past me that easily. Nope. Not having any of that. God, my new Arrows car is gorgeous. It really is. Right. Self-admiration of the car done. We are now catching Giovinazzi for what is P13 and would be matching where we finished in Season 1. So it's a big push now, and Hubert is actually down in 15th, so our teammate. Not a great race for us. I was kind of hoping for more at this point. Gasly is now out of the race though, so that might help us out there. You can just see there, Gasly grinding to a halt. Obviously having some kind of failure in the AlphaTauri. Not a great start for his second season of this My Team career mode either. And we go back on board with me now as we're trying to catch Giovinazzi. And we are little by little reeling him in as we try pushing harder. Sainz is out of the race and the safety cars come out. So that's going to help big time. And we're going to see now Carlos Sainz also coming to a halt in the same place as Gasly, actually. So that's brought the safety car out. And you know what? I decided to take that opportunity to pit for soft tyres and fix the minor damage that had been done to the car. And we were going to try, make our way forwards. Because this is exactly what I did in the first season. I pitted for softs near the end and found that I had such a pace advantage over the cars around me. So we're going to do this now, and hopefully on a greater scale. We've got Kevin Magnussen to overtake first, but we're not exactly close enough to do it at the first corner. But we're going to have to make sure that our next few corners are absolutely perfect. And in fact, we are now closer to K-Mag. Are we going to take a dive up the inside there? No, we don't. And we've just given him a little love tap, just to let him know that we are there and let him know that we have intentions on his 16th place. Okay, Mag's gone a bit wide there. In fact, he didn't have the best momentum, but with these tyres, we do. And that is the overtake done. Perhaps one of my favourites from Season 1, actually. Now we're diving up the inside of Hubert, and he is not willing to let this go easy. Vying for the number 1 position in the team, but eventually he backs down to that. And next up is Lance Stroll. We're going to take a dive. Yes, we are. A little bit of bullying him out the way, but that is what we've done. Next up is Kimi Räikkönen in 13th place, so we'll be back where we were and on much better tyres than what we were as well. But we're having to watch the fuel because we're using fuel quite quickly. But we're now right up the back of Kimi Räikkönen, and this is going to be the best place to send one up the inside. It's right here. We do send one right up the inside. P13 is now ours, but I am not stopping here. I am setting my sights on some points for this race, despite everything that's happened. Here we go again. Next lap, down the inside of Giovinazzi. P12, boom. Next, Checo Perez. We're only a second and a half off him, so we shouldn't take that long to catch him at all, if we really take any time, because of our fresh tyres. And I can see us noticeably catching him. We've got 2 laps to go now, and there's a group of a few cars that are battling, and Perez braking early as a result of that, because they are all being held up by what appears to be a Ferrari in front of the pack. You see what happens when you don't have that illegal engine, boys? See what happens? Anyway, we're now on Lando Norris, and that's bullying him out the way completely. Oh, that is a shameful overtake, but we've got the move done. We're up into P10. Next is Kvyat, and we're not going to waste any time whatsoever on the AlphaTauri drive. You can see the Ferrari that's holding this lot up just about in the distance, but we're more bothered on Kvyat. We're going to dive him up the inside. That's a bit of an aggressive one again, banging wheels, but we've moved up to 9th. Next up is Ricciardo and Vettel, the former teammates. And this is the battle for 7th and 8th. We're currently in P9th, so we are nicely in the points. In fact, we'll have 2 points from finishing there. But I've not got my sights set on 2 points. I've got my sights set on more. We're going to dive Daniel Ricciardo and bully him completely out the way. That was a bit of argy-bargy. No time for making friends here. And we are up into P8. So, first race of Season 2, and we are nicely in the points. I am trying to catch Verstappen and Vettel. In fact, I think it might actually be Verstappen holding this lot up now. I do apologise to Ferrari if it is. But we're going to try and get within striking distance of these two, but we're not close enough. Valtteri Bottas, the defending champion, then comes round to take the win of the Australian Grand Prix. But we are going to take 8th in a race of mixed fortunes. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Another superb Australian Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
It was a question of right place, right time today. We were looking at an entirely different race before the safety car came out, but they were able to take full advantage after the field had been bunched up.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Well, maybe some of the driving was questionable, but in the end we managed to grab a handful of points from the first race. It was a bit of a frustrating one, I'll be honest, but at least we managed to grab some points. Hopefully Bahrain will have more to offer, but for now, I'll take it. So there's your race results. It was actually Bottas, Albon, Hamilton, the first three. Blimey, Albon got near Hamilton without being hit by him. Leclerc, Ocon rounding out the top 5 with Verstappen, Vettel, myself, Ricciardo and Norris rounding out the top 10. Well, I'm going to leave you with the first highlights reel of Season 2. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next episode, it is goodbye from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out Season 1 of my career mode if you haven't already. Thank you.